Oh my god, I forgot to remove the layout. Um, yeah, so hi, welcome. The answer for the question, Panda to Koala, it's now. It will start now. So, hi again. So, let me introduce myself for those who are new in these sessions. My name is Alberto. I'm from Mexico. You're Mexican, sorry. I'm a hacking coach. Hi, Alberto. Tour 404. Hi, Panda to Koala. Um, so, I'm so excited to be back. I was here yesterday for a quick introduction to Firebase. We spent a lot of time doing setup and configuring some things and checking some failures in my computer, but we managed to have a great project running without deployment in just that session, right? And for this one, we are going to do a little chat project. Um, so let me start sharing my screen and we can start with our session on Socket. Um, Give me a second. Nice. And now I need to add this to stage. Perfect. So welcome to Socket session. Real-time communications made easy. My name is Alberto again, and let's start exploring the agenda. And just let me move the slides so I can see if you have any comment during the presentation. Just feel free to pose your questions. I mean, we are going to have a summary Q&A session at the end, um, but I also like to do intermediate pauses to answer these and stuff, right? So, what are sockets? How WebSocket works? The comparison between WebSocket and the Hypertext Transfer Protocol, setting up a WebSocket server, the client, and real-world scenario use cases. Finally, the Q&A. So, what are WebSockets? Well, this is a communication protocol that it's full duplex in real-time data exchange, and unlike the hypertext transfer protocol that we use many times before, probably the ones with the APIs and stuff, WebSockets have a persistent connection. Let me find at the end. Well, no, I think we can Google it right now. Just for example, saying web sockets. There are some diagrams here around internet that perfectly shows this. Let me probably I should include that in the presentation, but hey, we have Google, right? DRCP, for example, HTTP. Um, let's see, let's see. Here, for example, this one I think. Um, yeah, this one I like. We have in the SOAP, for example, use the SOAP message. In the RESTful, we have the request and the response. In GraphQL, we have the same, but it works differently. In the WebSocket, usually they represent these with another line. Actually, I don't know why this doesn't have the other line. That it's the consistent connection. Um, well, if that doesn't, probably. Oh my god. I just saw recently an image I liked a lot, but in LinkedIn, so I didn't download that. Well, you get the idea. Um, so we have this persistent connection that we also um, use in the future to not having to communicate again, just listening to these changes and these events, right? WebSockets are used in chat apps, line notifications, when you have to update and you don't have one. Well, an alternative will have to listen for an event and do an HTTP request and stuff. But in that case, there's a delay of time. You have the ability here with sockets that you are real time communication. Um, so we have clients and servers, the same as the communication protocols that we already know. But in here, we start with a handshake. We set the connection established, and we start the data transmission with a continuous flow of data, right? So, how does this WebSockets works? It's the client initiates an WebSocket handshake. This is based, and I want to say that all main web um, transfer protocols are based on HTTPS, but they do improvements or they do things differently. So they how to say that they behave differently, right? For example, GraphQL. I talked about GraphQL before, and the way GraphQL behaves, it's strongly based on HTTP and RESTful, but of course, it changes the things that they think REST do wrong, and they improve. Well, same here with WebSockets, right? They are not completely very new. They are based on HTTP, but they do change some um, little things, so it works better now. The server responds with the switch protocols of the status, and the connection remains open bidirectional. That means not only we can listen, like if we subscribe to the server, but it is bidirectional because both can interchange messages, and the messages are exchanged efficiently without having to reestablish that connection. So we save here some steps. The difference, for example, here with the HTTP one, it's the persistence, and the other one is stateless. The data flow it's bidirectional, and the other one it's based on a request response channel. The normal flow on an HTTP one, it's that the client makes the request and the server does the response. Here in WebSockets, it can be both ways. But still, we will have a client and a server, right? We keep that. The latency is low in WebSockets, and in HTTP, it is a little bit higher. Um, Same here in the use cases. This can be used for real-time apps. We already mentioned that, and these, well, HTTP is for the standard, right? We use that on our day by day. This is how a server in the WebSocket will look like. It's easy, right? It's just simple pieces of software. Less than one, two, three, four, five, six. I think it's less than 12 lines, right? But put attention here on the details, and now we can go to the Visual Studio Code and start doing our project. Here we have a server that required a package called sockets.io. Sockets.io, we are going to check their page. It's a project that has a lot of support, And I do love the easiness of using this. But I want you to know that web sockets can be used directly from the browser API, right? The WebSockets API makes possible a two-way interactive communication session using browser and server. This API can blah blah blah. This it's directly from the web browser, right? So this is Mozilla Web Docs. We can use it vanilla directly from the web browser, and that will be it. For example, we have the server, right? So here we'll have example of how this look like. Changing close connections, miscellaneous tracking. Um, server side JavaScript, blah blah blah. Connection upgrade WebSocket. Well, here are some things we have to do or to add to the HTTP request in order to make it with the WebSocket. Um, but you can see it is not that easy as the one I show you here on the slides, right? Um, Here it's again like an API. You just use the technology and start making connections and stuff. Here you will have to worry about a little bit more things. So I think a great alternative is use Socket.io. Socket.io it's again a library that allows you to just connect and send messages using web sockets. They do in their documentation have an well, for example, they explain more of that here. Socket connections can be established with two different HTTP long polling. It's WebSocket and Web Transport. If we open here, it's the WebSockets API again. They explain how they does it, and here, this caution: Socket.io it's not a socket WebSocket implementation. Although WebSockets indeed uses WebSockets for transport when possible, it adds additional metadata to each packet. That it's why a WebSocket client will not be able to successfully connect to a Socket.io server, and Socket.io client will not able to connect the plain WebSocket server either. So that's why I wanted to show you this. We're going to use WebSocket.io, um, and it is not fully WebSockets. We can do WebSockets, but for the purpose and for the simplicity for this tutorial, we are going to use the library Socket.io, and indeed it uses WebSockets, but it is not fully. So be aware of this, because you probably at some point will be thinking, okay, I'm going to do this WebSockets application with Socket.io, but suddenly your colleague or your friend does not use Socket.io, and he uses vanilla WebSockets API from the web browser, and both applications could not be connected. If you are going to use Socket.io, you have to use it in your entire suite to make these connections, and you will have the real timeness and all the benefits of WebSockets, but it will not be compatible with the vanilla API. That's the one thing I wanted to be completely clear here. Um, and that's it. So I know it may be confusing, but just think it that way. WebSocket, it's the technology. It has an browser API. You can use it. You can create it. You will have the vanilla way, or you can use Socket.io. a library that helps you and saves you some time. It's really easy to implement, you will see. And the only problem is that it's not compatible with the rest of the technologies. So you have to use it in end to end of your application, right? Um, that's it. Let's continue. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Um, so using Socket.io, we require the server. We initiate a new instance of the server and we save it on IO. And we set IO of our server. When a connection is established, I want to log, hey, client is connected, and I want to emit a message, welcome to WebSockets. I mean, I said that to the client. When I receive a message on socket.on message, I want to log message received and emit the echo of the message, just saying like I confirm that I received that message. The implementation of the socket client will be like this. Same, we initiate a socket connection, but in this case to the local host of our socket server. When we connect, we want to say, hey, I connected to the server, and we emit a message. We say, hello, server. Since the server that we program that, we know it's going to respond with an echo of the data, it's going to send the message back. When we have a message back, we output that as the message from server and the output. And we know this output will be exactly the same message that we sent here, hello server, right? So I just want to show you the real world use cases, make a small pause for the questions, and then we can go to the code and start creating our application, right? Let's do that. Um, the real world use cases could be on live chat and messaging, multiplayer online games, for the stock market, live streaming, and this one, IoT and real time dashboards. I want to say this one because I mentioned yesterday on the Firebase session that I am building small pieces of knowledge. Yesterday for Firebase, today for WebSockets, because in the night, well, my night, I don't know which time will be for you, but later today, I have another session on IoT introduction, and we are going to use IoT with sockets and real time databases and a lot of stuff to build some interesting projects, right? So, see you later, but keep an eye on this session, right? In summary, WebSockets enable real-time bidirectional communication. They are fast and more efficient than HTTP traditional request. They are ideal for every real-time application that use benefits of the real-time update of the data. It is easy to implement using either the socket API or the web browser API. I think it's easier with the socket IO, so that's why we're using that. But that's it. So I want to know if there's any question. If no, we can continue then to the live coding, right? So I'll give you a minute to see if you have any question. Come on, don't be shy. Okay. If no, I will assume I explained perfectly, which I know I am not. So let me add my screen again, but this time with the full sharing. Hey, okay, here we are now. Um, this repo, I think I need to share. Oh, yeah, of course. Here's the repo, but also here's the link for the check in. Please don't forget to check in after, uh, well, before the event actually. But yeah, don't forget to check in. And here's the repo. Um, for the things we are going to work right now. Right now, the repo just have this template, which include the slides, and that's it. But let's start doing our project, right? So for this one, we are going to create a client and a server. The server will have server.js, and the client it's going to have an index.html and styles.css and main.js. Let's start with the server, right? So um, let's return to what we had here and put attention. We are going to require socket.io. So in this case, why not? It is a good practice to go here, get started, and see what we are going to do. Um, Introduction, welcome, how to do tooling, blah blah blah, guide. I'm looking for the express. Yeah, we're going to use express. Let me make this bigger. Okay, I think that way looks better, right? So here on server, we are going to see the server. I'm going to create another terminal. On our left, it's the server, and on our right, it's the client, cd client. Here we are going to do npm install express, and we are going to copy this boilerplate, right? So we have express, create server, blah blah blah. We said hello world, we're listening to this. We are going to make some modifications. Um, we probably can do something like this. Yeah, yeah, why not? Mm-hmm. And previous, we are going to integrate this, and install Socket.io. Okay, we already have that. Let's install Socket.io. Okay, perfect. Add it, and let's update the file. Express, require Express, create server, join, and server from Socket.io. Um, server IO connection. Here we are not going to use this for the moment, and server is listening on localhost. Let's do 8080. Nice. We don't use these either. Nice. And so the client API. Let's import that as an npm package. The IO meta it's bound to the global scope of the standalone build. Yeah, here. So in the menu, yes, we're going to import this, but also we need to install that, of course, right? Nice. And we're going to initialize this. Give me a second. Let's take a look of create the manager for the given URL that attempts IO protocol. Import IO from that creates new manager for the given URL and attempts to reuse existing manager into typical calls the new circuit instance for the namespace. Query parameters can also be provided either with the query option or direct to understand what happens under the hood. Okay, no, this is the shorter version. Okay, yeah, here, socket. This is what one wanted. Connection error, connect. Hmm. Okay, here. socket. We're going to use IO socket, and the example we were showing says that uh, socket we pass the localhost that we are serving the server, of course. On connect, we set console log connection established, so that will be connected to the server, and this far um, that will be it. Here, let's prepare the HTML. This will be our global Hedwig chat. Lingual style sheet. The script will be source and the main JS, and for the rest we are going to have the chat window, the input, the button, and that's it. So let's see how this looks like. Oh my god, live server is not working. Let's open with the regular. So, and here, let's open the inspector just to see. Okay, I don't want the handle. I just want the message and this message section. Add the chat. We have then the chat window, and inside the chat window we have, well, no, also we have the inputs. But this will be the message. Okay, let's see what do we have this for. Okay, this is not adding anything interesting. Okay, let's start doing ourselves then. Um, display flags, flags direction column, overhead, background. Let's do color. No, that one no. Linear gradient. Color, font, family. Hmm. I do like the mod space. Um, for the chat window, you will have another color, you will just be bisque for the radius 15 pixels. Let's see. Let's see now. What? Is this not getting styles? Oh, I'm missing an S, of course. Okay, nice. Okay, how I pictured this will be better if this is the body. Margin 0, axis is 0, blah blah blah. Display flags, flex direction column. Of course, the height, the width, 100%. The background color like this, and this. The border radius, box sizing. Okay. I don't know why this happens to be this section. Oh yeah, um, a full body. Let's do linear gradient CSS generator or something like that, just to easily get that. I want something like this, smoky, but in linear. Well, no, really, it's nice. I see it. Nice. I like it. And a color that fits nice, that too could be a red. Well, we can close this now. This chat will have a background. Let's see, a color that likes. Hmm, this round. This one also looks cool. Ah, crimson. No, 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 no. Okay, this dark salmon. Dark salmon. It's the one I think it's winning at the moment. Lavender. Okay, I like this effect. Uh, this one has the hate, isn't it? The flags, justify content, center, aligned items, center. Yep, not maxed, but directly. Uh huh. Cool, nice. I like the way it's looking. Maybe I'll add another braid of opacity here. Yeah, that looks better. Now let's start modifying this section. Uh, this will be. I will probably add another section here because this deep is not helping that much. This is the chat window, and this will be the chat input. We'll have the input and the send message. Chat window. Chat window won't have color. One have this and one have this. Chat window, it's just going to say display flags on flags direction column, justify content flags and uh, oh, that's really interesting actually. We probably need to separate the messages from the sender and the receivers. So how we do that? It will be uh, interesting. Now I think of that. Uh, I could say just of them aligned to left and just of them aligned to right. So justify content will be here with 100%, hit 100%, and overflowing why it's going to be auto. And padding, yeah, I like that. Then we have the chat input. For these blue flags justify content space between. Yeah, I like that. Padding, input. This will be the message. The button. Let's see. Oh, why? So at the end, this section is the chat. This is the chat window. Oh, okay, I see. Um, chat window, chat, chat, chat. Now you're not 100% of the wheat, or either the hate, and these just align self and flex and no, justified self flex and. Oh, but I think the problem is that this is not flex. Okay, then display flex, of course, flex direction column. Yeah, now justified self and flex and with 100%. Now padding with 100% and aligned self flex and justify self flex and. Why? Why? Do me a favor here and um, there's a page for this. Yes, as freaks flexbox. I probably need to remind myself how to align this at the end. Hmm. Order the flex grow, flex grab, shrink. Here, align self. just this element. Align itself, flex, and why? Why? Okay, maybe justify content, chat, chat window. What happened? It break everything. Okay, let's refresh it. Don't worry. Okay, no wait, no hate. Well, let's do wait and hate actually. Yeah, it does have wait and it does have hate, but this is going to be display flags, flags, direction column. Let's get rid of the padding. Yeah, and yeah. Now, better fix, isn't it? And what I do, it's just saying here, display flex, flex, direction column. I remove the padding, and here on the button, I want to style the bottom, of course. One background color, dark flamingo, dark salmon. Yeah, let's see. Okay, sounds nice. But I'm just missing. Yeah, I'm just missing the borders. I don't like them. Okay, well, I can live with them. And for these, actually, I like the idea of 5 pixels solid. I can't remember how to do that. Well, I wanted to draw just the line here, but I'm not sure. Um, Maybe if I add like a line here, uh, it will be called uh, ID separator. Separator. Eight 1 pixel. Maybe the problem is that it doesn't have anything. No, it does. Um, that wasn't the problem then. Border 1 pixel solid. Yeah, it's like this. No separator. Uh, Border 1 pixel solid, and this will be the dark solid 2. Yeah, yeah, I like that. Um, just input focus outline. No, amazing. And we send it. Okay, perfect. Nice. We have our template, so now we can go to the chat logic. For that, let's see if the main GJS connection is established. For this, we're going to check console. This is undefined. And let's add an alert. Hello world for this. Okay, this is not connecting. So um, probably this thing it's important the package. Yeah, yeah. The thing here is that we probably will face the same as yesterday. We'll have to add. Um, I will have to add the bundling, or I could just type this directly. Yes, bundle build tools with Node.js or Socket.io or React Native. Yeah, else I could do this. Let's check. Let's check. Hmm. Okay. Uh, it's been blocking with course. So on our server, oh, of course, we are not even running our server. Now server is running. We can refresh this, accept, and in our index, we transfer the same logic from here to there. And we refresh, false. Again, we need to implement the course middleware, or else this is giving course, so we can. Well, let's ask a pilot. For Express, well, let's check the server API because this is giving course. Mhm. The options of the creation, what will be then um, new server, and we pass the server. Options. Here's the options. Server options. Adapt. Clean up. Connection timeout. Connection state recovery. Parse path. Is the name of the path that is captured on the server side. Socket.io. Yeah, probably then. Yeah. Here we should be aiming to this using this Socket.io. No. Uh-huh. IO methods bound to the global standalone build. The namespace. No. Socket. Socket meet. No. Flags. IO protocol. IO rail. Okay. Yeah, prompt still course. Server client. So express course middleware. Using this npm install course here, and how we do that, it's set here on server, cons required course, used course, and that's it. And let's put these run again. And in here, we can delete this socket IO. Supposed to be connected here. Localhost socket IO. Let's inspect. It gets a 200. Okay, interesting. We can close this and just let me see something. Um, the server require express, require cars. Let's do some changes here. This will be HTTP, directly from HTTP. App Express, app use core. Well, well, this one we can create server, no problems. Apps use cores, app use Express. The JSON Then we can create the sockets. Here on server, there's another option I was missing. Yeah, the course one. Okay, I hope with this we can establish connection. How console logged? I use reconnect, and let's add on the message the mid of the message, right? Okay, good. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's close the server and run it again. This one is ready to use here. Let's start doing that. Okay, now we have connection to the server. Perfect. We enable the course on the server configuration of IO. We were adding course but to Express, which is the regular HTTP server. But this time we're done. Perfect. And now let's start sending messages then. So for this, so we'll get an add document by ID, and the ID will be chat input. Submit event will prevent the default. Const the message will get the value of the message, and we will emit that on the chat message. We will store the value as that, and also we will write in the chat window the message sent. Okay, save that, go here, refresh, and let me move this to the left so you can see better without my face interfering. Oh, actually, I could move that. Oh my god. Yeah, I prefer that on the right side. Now my face doesn't interfere. Hi, sockets. Oh my god, what happened? Um, yeah, maybe we're missing the type. Submit. Refresh. Hi, sockets. Send. Send. What? What? console.log submitted. Oh, actually, I have a spell here. Submitted. Yeah. Let's refresh this. We have a connection to the server. Okay. This might be a problem. Button type submit. Oh yeah, of course. Well, no. Actually, this shouldn't be like that. Uh, Give me a second. Oh no 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 no. Type submit. Well, let's do one thing to discard. Um, oh my god, yeah, I see what's happening. I am dumb, I'm dumb. That's the thing. This shouldn't be a div. This should be a form, of course. Yeah, nice. Now we can say hi, and we send that. Perfect. Another hi. Another hi. Perfect. And now let's make it not only for one, but for many. So let's start cleaning here what we don't need. This file, we don't need it because we're using directly the CDN in the HTML. So this connection, we don't need it anymore. We have for sure this connected, but now then we can start reading the messages, right? So on not on connection, but socket dot on message, we have the message console log the message, right? Perfect. We are going to say a message from server console.log here. No, we don't need this. We are adding the event listener here to submit. We prevent default. We submit. We get the value of the default message of the input field. We emit the message to the server and clear the input field. And then we write the window the message sent. So this far, let's check on the server. we're making the connection, yeah, but also we are sending the message back. So if we send a message here, we should receive it. We should see it, right? So let's say hi, but we are not receiving anything. So I want to make sure that we're receiving the message on the client side. Okay, we're emitting chat. We should supposed to emit message. That's the thing. When we receive the message, this first thing we pass on the on, it's the event for saying some way. So if we send the message or in chat, it will be different. So we're here sending the message. We're emitting messages here. We can change this as ever we want. Message server. We refresh and we can say hola. A message from the server, it's hola, but also message here in the server, it's hola. Uh, actually, let me change some things here. Probably it didn't make the change because I didn't restart it. Hola again. Message in server, it's hola again. And the one received here, it's hola again. Um, there's a way we can test this without having to um, broadcast the same message to the sender, but doing it with others. So let's close. Let's open this. We are here. If we refresh this, we have a user connected, but also we can say the socket ID of the user connected, right? So let's do that just to see differences. So we have a user connected with this ID, but let's add it in another tab. This will be the full. And if we return, we have another user connected here. So take a look at this. This is will be the message one. We send it. We have it printed here. But if we return here, we also have the message one on console, but we are not printing it here. So let's do one thing. Instead of you, well, we can maintain the you, but on our HTML, every message that we receive from the server, it's going to be added right in the chat window, the message received. Someone, it's going to be changed by the message. Well, that's interesting. Um, let's give that someone. So let's refresh this. And let's refresh this. So if I say here, uh, let's open into separate windows. We can close this, we can close this, we can close this, we can make this different, we can close the window here. So we have message one here, we send it, and someone says message one. Here in the other one, you said message one, but you see, we still get the someone message one because you're broadcasting to the all clients connected. There are ways we can prevent that, and let's try to do that. And with that, we finish. Uh, let's quickly just do Copilot here. Pre Prevent sending the message back to the sender in socket.io. Okay, yeah, we need to use broadcast instead of emit. And message socket broadcast dot emit message socket dot broadcast dot emit the message. Okay, nice. So let's refresh the server. We have our two connections. Let's clean them up here, and we will see message from one. We will send. You said message from one, and someone in this other chat said message from one, and we will said message from two here, and we send. And you said message from two in this chat session, and in this other, someone said message from two, and now we have it. That's it. So in this few time, we create a live chat application, and we can do some improvements, of course. Not saying you and someone, maybe having to log in and sending the user's information here and stuff. But hey, what a great project in just a couple of minutes, I think, because we spent too much time doing the slides and explanation and stuff, right? So I will end up this session here. Let me close all of this, close here. And well, let me say again, it was a pleasure to be with you. Just let me know if you have any questions before we close. And well, I will see you on KTech 21 says like this. I think this is the emoji. So if you like it, please let us know. Let me share the feedback form with you, which is camlh.link slash global hack week feedback, I think. No. Oh my god. What was the link? MLH. That link. Global Hack Week. Was this? Yeah. Oh my god. MLH.link. Global Hack Week. Feedback. Yeah, this is the link. Global Hack Week feedback. So please help us letting us know what you think about the session. It's just a couple of minutes, not too much time, but really we really appreciate the feedback. Are the slides shared somewhere? Yeah, I shared the repo here. Actually, um, it's a great question. GitHub.com, Albert47, Global Hack Week, welcome to Sockets. I will upload the project we just created, but here it's already uploaded the slides. If you come here, you can find the HTML slides I just was sharing. These ones actually. If you put attention here on the URL, this is slides in HTML. I'm testing this new tool that's called MARP, which I'm just loving because I get to create my slides in Markdown, and um, then I use MARP to create the HTML output, and I get to present that like this with all the functionalities of slides. But yeah, the HTML file it's indeed there. You don't need to convert or do anything else. If you want to test MARP, here are the slides with all the configuration and the instructions to create it or use it locally yourself. Again, I'll be uploading what we work on during this session, and that will be it. Thank you. No, thanks to you for being here. I hope you like it and you enjoy the session. It was a pleasure, and I'll see you in a couple of minutes for the Today in Global Hack Week day. Let me refresh my mind. A couple of minutes. Yeah, today in Global Hack Week, day 5, I will be with Lavanje, and it will be at 12 ET time. So, see you there.